ASG was good. Can I start as a 16-year-old? You need a parent or legal guardian who's 18 to technically start the account for you. Man, I just prepped my my little talk. I'm speaking at an Amazon FBA conference Saturday. I just prepped my talk. I'm absolutely god awful at public speaking. Even me talking about it right now gives me makes my heart race. But talking to all of you on live, that's easy. I don't see none of your faces. You guys see me, but I can't see you see me. But public speaking is terrifying to me. But we're gonna get it. So Saturday, I'll my boy Jan practice on live for your FBA conference. No, because there's gonna be some students and stuff. And some people who might be in the live. Long terms? What do you mean long terms? Rihan was good. Echo, thank you for liking the live. But it is going to be fun. I've done public speaking at Amazon conferences 2 other times before. So this would be my 3rd time. How you manage the stock with supplier? Define, like, what do you mean by manage? How do I get inventory? I place an order with my manufacturer, and then I track the inventory, how many sales I'm getting, how long it takes for that inventory to arrive at Amazon. And then based on when I need more inventory, I would call this inventory forecasting. I have videos on it. I would go and place another order with my manufacturer. Unless you're referring like how do you do payment? I'm waiting to register my business. Then I'll be live on Amazon. Should be about 2 weeks. Let's go. I love it. You're doing arbitrage, right? You're not doing private label right away, if I'm not mistaken. Or are you? What up, MP? What up, Mary in the YT live? Sorry, guys, I wasn't in the YT chat for a second. Thank you, of course. Also, I have a few videos on my YT channel on how to contact manufacturers and all those things. I'm having product analysis paralysis. I wouldn't say this is a bad problem to have. My question for you would be, do you have multiple products that maybe have potential and you're just like, I don't know which one to pick? Is that what you mean by analysis paralysis? What up, brah? What up, brah? What's the most important when choosing the supplier from China and which platform? I think Alibaba is best. Yeah, I know, Emmy. Real quick, guys, I'll never follow you. I'll never message you first. If you ever see that Luke Basha followed you or you have a message request from Luke Basha, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So, but Alibaba's a solid platform to find manufacturers. And then in terms of what do I look for in a supplier, been in business for at least 2 years, verified on Alibaba, has trade assurance, and has a good star rating. I'm doing AMZ UK markets. I'm assuming you live in the UK? Yes. Okay, Echo. So for that issue, analysis paralysis, you have multiple products that have potential. You don't know which one to pick. Let's say you have 4, random number. Let's say you have 4. Pick the 2 that have the strongest market numbers. So like the best average and total revenue, the most solid search volume, the lowest cost per clicks, the best potential margins, and then also the most amount of low reviewed sellers performing well in the market. Cool, you have your top 2. Now, which one can you differentiate the best? So you can even do a pick-through poll for both products. Develop a version, your differentiated version for product A and for product B. See which one you have the stronger differentiator for. Go with that one. When did you start Amazon? Because I'm 17 and I want to start. I started in 2019 when I was 19 years old. If you don't mind me asking, what percentage of your money comes from courses versus AMZ? I don't mind you asking at all. On Amazon, we do 6 figures net a month across accounts. In the mentorship, we do 5 figures on average net across accounts? Low to mid 5 figures. Nothing crazy. Can multiple people sell the same product on Amazon? There's different ways to look at this. So wholesale and arbitrage model, which is where you sell like brand names that allow people to resell their products. Yes. In terms of product market, like you and I both do private label where we sell our own brands and products. You sell a water bottle, I sell a water bottle. Yes. If I have Luke's brand, that's my brand name, and I sell a water bottle, but I don't allow people to resell, can you sell Luke's brand water bottle? No, you could not. Yes, UK with wholesale, then private label in about 7 months' time, not doing OA or RA. Nice. Curious, how much is it costing you to get started with wholesale? How to create nice pictures for Amazon when suppliers don't have good pictures. You should never use your suppliers' pictures, ever, whether you think they have good pictures or not. Take the pictures in-house with a photo box, send those to a graphic designer who specializes in Amazon images. You're going to get the first image 3D rendered, your main image, then you're going to use that image to create all of your infographics. Sorry, I had to mute those real quick. Sea Urchin was good. Thank you for sharing the live. Dolce, thank you for the follow. So just the brand name has to be changed, but the product could be the same. Yes, but you also don't want to click copy and paste on what everybody else is doing in the market. In business, I don't care what business that you're doing. Lemonade stand, Amazon, your own restaurant, coffee shop, whatever. You always have to add value into the market. So I don't ever click copy and paste on what people are doing. I find a way to make the product better. That doesn't mean reinvent the product. That doesn't mean turn I'm going to exaggerate right now. That doesn't mean turn a rectangular laptop into a triangle just to be unique. Like you don't just make a change to do it. It is making the product better, improving the features, improving the value, improving the experience for the customer. Umar in the YT live, I don't do Amazon affiliate, bro. Amazon, this is a common question that I get. Not as common as a lot of things, but anyways, it's a common question that I get, and most people don't really understand how Amazon affiliate works. In order for you to get people to buy a product that you're an Amazon affiliate for, first you need an audience. Then you need an audience who's willing to go and buy the products that you're promoting. If you don't have those two things, and then on top of that, you make 2% on average on Amazon affiliate things. You sell a $10 product, you make pennies. So it's like Amazon affiliate isn't really what people think. Like somebody who has 0 followers, 0 community, anything like that, to think that like that's going to be your best way to start making money. There's a million other ethical, better ways to make money than Amazon affiliate, in my opinion. So I would avoid that. Like I'd literally start a lemonade stand before I did Amazon affiliate, unless I had an audience and a good following, because just a follower count doesn't mean people are going to convert on your stuff either. Is it worth someone that finds ungated products? I don't get products ungated. That's a completely different business model than I do. Starting with about 1.2K pounds, so 1.5 USD. Just one ASIN, then compounding and scaling and reinvesting. Nice, man. I don't look at people's specific brands on live, to be honest with you. Not very often do we do that, just because out of respect for people who pay for direct access to me. I'll give you guys all the information, but specific, let me audit your account, no. What's the most common questions you get? How do you get ungated, even though that's not the business model that I do? things around product research, and then things around Amazon ads. Yeah, those are probably like the big three, even though one of them has nothing to do with my business model. It's a mentorship, bro. Like a course is like, here's a video guide that you get. Here's the videos. Never speak to me again and figure it out on your own. The mentorship, you have direct access to me. You have a one-on-one call. You're able to message me. We have weekly group coaching calls. You have all of my strategies and guides. You have the most in-depth ad guide that exists on the internet. We have the in-house freight forwarder for my students, where on average students save 30 to 50% on shipping. You have the listing creation service. Same team who creates my product listings will create yours. You have, bro, spamming is not going to make me answer your question faster. It actually just makes me, anyways. Yeah. You have our inspection service, our in-house inspection service, which is better than Alibaba's. You have our in-house sourcing service. It's a full ecosystem for Amazon seller. I mean, Umar, you're in the live of that guy, my friend. Your lives are good, interesting, and not just about Amazon, so always make sure to jump in. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I got some stories to tell once I catch up on questions. The story has to do with what I'm holding in my hand right now. Fun story for anybody who's new. I'm new seller on Amazon, 3 weeks. I sell Dift t-shirt. I do not sell anything. How long it take? It doesn't work like that, bro. You don't just, this is a big misconception. And for you don't have a username, so it's hard to memorize it. But for the homie who asked about the common questions, this is a big misconception. I wouldn't say common question, but a big misconception that people think with Amazon. Let me list a product on Amazon, just any product. And just because it's listed on Amazon, the sales need to start rolling in automatically. Amazon does not work like that. If it was that simple, then literally everybody who ever listed a product on Amazon would be successful. There would be no such thing as a success or failure rate, because everybody, just keep your products on Amazon long enough and everybody will be successful. That's not how it works. So t-shirts, terrible market. If you launched t-shirts with 0 reviews, barely any reviews, you probably started with a smaller quantity. You're going up against people, especially if you sell a generic t-shirt, you're going up against people who sell 10 t-shirts for $15, and you're trying to probably sell one t-shirt for, let's say $12. You're priced out of the market, super high average reviews. It's hard to rank on something like that. Depending, you might not even have strong variations. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you only have a black t-shirt. Do you cover every single size and every single color, or at least the most popular ones? Because if not, that puts you at a deficit in the market. Have you built up reviews for your product? If not, you need to do that. Have you started running ads? Well, you need to start getting reviews before you start running ads. So it's not like, oh, I list a product on Amazon, why am I not getting sales? It's like, what did you do to get those sales? Did you launch a good product? Did you add value into the market? Do you have a good review strategy, a good launch strategy? Luke, where do you see the FBA game in a few years? Honest opinion. I think that year by year, I can kind of give you my predictions. Like every year, I'll put out like a video / for my students, or on TikTok or on YT, or all three, of like my predictions for Amazon in 2027. So I'd make that this year, towards the end of the year. My predictions don't span for 5+ years, because I can't see that far in ahead based on current like trends and data. My prediction for Amazon in 2026, when I said it in 2025, was kind of a buildup from, or an addition to what I said the year before. Differentiation is going to be more important than ever. Brand is going to be more important than ever. And understanding Amazon metrics is going to be more important now than ever. This isn't 2019 Amazon when I started. Like I wouldn't say that it was easier, but I would say that it was more common to be able to throw something at the wall and it works. Oh, I launched some t-shirts and I'm getting sales, but not so much in 2026. So I think it's going to evolve in that aspect. If you're asking, like, do I think Amazon will be around? The one prediction that I can make confidently is that unless there's like a catastrophic world event, Amazon will grow from 2026 to 27, from 27 to 28, from 28 to 29 every year for the next 5 years. So we will see. All right, nice. So we will see that growth. We will from 2024 to 2025 or 2025 was one of the most profitable years for Amazon sellers. Like across the board, Amazon sellers had on average an increase in profit. So like Amazon is growing, the platform is growing. I think that we'll see current trends kind of carry through, kind of like, again, differentiation, understanding metrics. Like if you don't do those two things, you will fail on Amazon. Felt organizer, good product. It depends. I would go watch my product criteria videos. And if it matches my product criteria, it's a product that me personally, I would be confident launching. If it didn't, then probably not. It's a very solid model, very professional business, unlike dropshipping, for example, and eBay. Dropshipping can't speak too much on eBay's. I've seen people with $1 million plus eBay stores, so it can definitely be big. But yeah, I see eBay as more of a side hustle, less structured. They're different marketplaces. It's kind of like you don't go to the swap meet for what you're gonna go to like Macy's for. I don't know why those were the two things that popped in my head, but they're different markets. People are going to the swap meet for different things than they're going to, Target or Stater Bros or Trader Joe's or whatever for. So I kind of see eBay and Amazon in the same way. No, I wouldn't pay a photographer ever. I don't think it's worth it. I will, bro. Amazon seems more premium. eBay's like backstreet market, but I agree, still good to make money. Like I said, different game. Like I've been looking into like collectibles and stuff, right? For example, I was looking at like old Legos that I knew that I used to own. You're not going on Amazon to buy that, nor should you sell yours on Amazon for that. And same thing, like if there's people who sell like Lego on Amazon, right? Those are current in production sets that they're selling at scale. But then there's a market for people who sell discontinued Legos. I would never sell discontinued Legos on Amazon. I'd probably sell those on eBay. So the shopping behavior is so different. And that's actually why I say, like, when people do arbitrage, again, it's a different market, completely different business. But if I had to choose, not saying that this means this is the only one that works, but if I had to choose between doing Amazon arbitrage and reselling on eBay, I would do the eBay game. I think it's probably a little bit more upfront work for the way that I would do it, but I think that the upside would be more. The margins would be more. How do you take your photos? Get a photo box in-house. If you have an iPhone, better than an iPhone 15 or better, use your iPhone or a decent camera. Take the pictures, white background, good lighting. Send those to a professional graphic designer who specializes in Amazon. No, I'm not hiring any VAs right now, man. eBay is more like quality secondhand used items. Amazon doesn't really do that. Yeah, for sure. And like I was talking to one of my students. He's crushing it in private label. He actually might join the live if he was in yesterday's live, but he's crushing in private label, but he's also like getting into reselling. Him and I actually have been talking about Legos because I've been into that. And he's like, yeah, he's playing 2 games. He wants to eventually do like arbitrage and sell current in stock Legos. But he's like, yeah, he's building up a collection of like Legos that he knows are getting discontinued. And then once they get discontinued, you sit on them for like a year or 2, they shoot up in value. For example, this one I bought for, I buy what I like. I'm not a collector like that, but I bought this one for $50 and it was discontinued in 2024. I think the cheapest one you can find now is like $250. So if you're playing that game, you go buy 10, 20 of those, you do have to sit on them for a while, but then you have a nice little multiple of your money. But he was like, yeah, like, do you think I should sell those on Amazon? And this is coming from the Amazon seller. I said, absolutely not, bro. You should not sell that on Amazon. eBay is the way to go because there's a market for that. There's a collector's market for that. It's niche enough where you don't need the popularity of Amazon. You don't need the marketplace that Amazon has built up. If anything, you're actually losing more on Amazon because you're going to have to pay them more. Amazon's a scale game, right? So if you're selling Lego that are in production, or you're doing what I do, selling your own brand products, you're trying to scale it to a point where you're selling hundreds, if not thousands of units a month. But if you're playing that game where it's like, okay, I'm buying 20 of these and 20 of this set and 20 of this set and sitting on them, I'm not playing the volume game. I'm playing the more niche game. Luke, I got the 10x rule and currently really enjoying it. Thanks for the recommendation. I love that, Romeo. Absolutely love that. 10x rule, absolutely amazing book. Grant Cardone gets a lot of bad press on the internet, but I like the guy. He has helped me make more money indirectly. Like, I've never talked to him, but he's helped me make more money than all of the people on the internet. Also have the War of Art on the way too. Nice. You're going to love that one. Can you fund my trading career? Nah, brother. Nah, that's not daily revenue, Michelle. That would be if that was daily revenue, it would be a $1 billion company, but no. That's year over year. Seaver, thank you for the follow. Amazon OA just feels it's just good for a few gyms products, but not good base, not to base the whole business on. Yeah, it's a good hustle. People make money from it for sure. Dries, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Mansa, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Yo, bro, how do you know what products are hot to sell on Amazon? Wavy, I base it on a very strict product criteria that I use. I don't want to sell trending products. You don't want to sell hot products. I'll tell you guys a story of a trending product and why you would never want to sell one. I almost sold this product. Back in 2021, there was I'll get to that in a sec, Kiwi. Back in 2021, there was a product called the Pop-It toy. You all probably have seen it. Literally the little kids sensory toys that you pop, right? They had a bunch of different designs. That was hot in 2021. So hot, in fact, that so many sub-markets started to come out. So you had Pop-It toy, you had Pop-It backpack, you had Pop-It puzzle, you had Pop-It purse. Anything that you can imagine, they were making a Pop-It version of it. It was actually kind of wild. It was such a trending market. This was like from July 2021 to like beginning of 2022. It was such a popping market that every seller that I saw on page one was doing 10K plus a month. There was sellers with 0 reviews who would launch like a week ago and their revenue is like 35K. It was nuts. So you think, man, this is hot. So there's one of 2 scenarios that happens. You hit the gold rush. You're one of the early adopters. You start growing your inventory. You think this is the product for me, right? It's a product that didn't have sales history like that. So you're going from 500 units to 1,000, from 1,000 to 2, 2,000 to 3. Now you have thousands of dollars worth of inventory and the market's growing, you're growing. Sweet. That's one scenario. I'll finish in a sec with that thought. The other scenario is you see it a little later and you're like, man, this is a hot new market. I'm going to get in on this. So you go, you place your 300 unit order and you're like, sweet, you do that, let's say the end of 2021. Well, here's what happened. It was a trending market. So it went, like, we can look at the search volume on Amazon together. Parabolic growth, just woof. And then woof, goes down. And it went from every seller on page one making 10K plus a month to barely any sellers making 10K plus a month. Not only that, you had markets like the Pop It Backpack, where the average price was like $70, solid pricing. And because it was such a trending product and now people are just competing on price and the market goes down, average price is like 20 bucks. So you go sell for 60, you have your initial order, you're like sick, and then the market just tanks. And you're either sitting on a lot of inventory because you had a nice little boom, but now you're sitting, or you got into the market late and you sit on inventory that doesn't have demand anymore. You don't want trending products. If you could go back when you first started out, what advice would you give yourself? There's nothing that I would do differently on my journey. So like, I guess like in hindsight, like I would tell myself things faster, right? Like I had to learn these things across the last 7 years, but it wasn't like, hey, Luke, this one thing that you did, completely do the opposite. Because even the failures that I had helped make me the seller that I am today. I wouldn't take back the failures. I wouldn't take back the mistakes that I made. And I don't say that as like, oh, foo-foo, la-la. Like, no, I don't regret anything. No, like legit, like when I failed on apple cider vinegar gummies, that was a product that I sold. It made me realize, wait, I shouldn't just sell products that I like, or because I had another supplement product that was successful, go launch another one without looking at numbers. Like I need to look at the advertising cost per clicks. I need to add value into the market. Same thing with the wrist wraps that I launched and failed on Amazon. Like I wouldn't take that failure back because I was like, oh, I need to differentiate my product. I can't just click copy and paste on what everybody else is doing because I'll never compete on price. So like when so many people fear, oh, I don't want to start Amazon because I'll fail. I welcomed the failures. Like, of course it didn't feel good in the moment. Like nobody wants to fail when you're failing. But in hindsight, it was like, oh, well, if I didn't fail then, I wouldn't have been successful in all of these other avenues. But again, then you have people who are like, I don't want to fail. How do I avoid failing at all costs? In fact, again, your goal should not be to fail when you start a business. It's to make money. It's to be successful. You don't go into something thinking that you're going to fail, but you're going to fail. No matter what you do in life. You want to go ride a bike, you're going to fall a few times. You want to go play basketball, you're going to miss a few shots. You want to play football, you're going to miss a few American football. You're going to miss a few tackles. Soccer, or as the rest of the world calls it, football, you're going to miss a few goals. So it's like, why are you trying to avoid the thing that is quite literally inevitable? You won't find an entrepreneur who hasn't failed. You won't find a successful entrepreneur who hasn't failed. You won't find a successful entrepreneur who hasn't lost money, who hasn't had a failed product or a failed business, who hasn't lost it all. It would take a while to get back to this content, but if you go to my TikTok in July or August of 2025, I posted a video. I'm sitting at my best friend's family's lake house. I'm really close with his dad. His dad owns a business. He does about $10 million more than I do every year. It's very successful. And we were sitting in the kitchen and I asked him a question, why everybody's enjoying the lake house, but I love talking business with people. If everybody's partying and somebody wants to talk business, I'm with it. And I asked him, I was like, hey, I won't say his name, but I was like, hey, like, do you fear losing it all? Like the success that you have, the level that you're at, like, do you get like anxiety of like losing it? He's like, yeah, I do. He's like, why do you ask that? He's like, you would have only asked that if you felt the same way. And so we just started talking about it. And he's like, yeah, the reason that I feel that is because, you know, he's like 5 years into his business. He owns a painting company. He was 5 years into his business, and there was a time, or maybe it wasn't 5 years. Anyways, there was a time where my best friend and his brother, his kids, my best friend's dad's kids, obviously, where he didn't see his kids for like a year or two. You might be like, wait, what are you talking about? What is this? I'm so confused. Business was going to poo, and he had to buckle up and get things done, which meant he wasn't around the fam. He missed a lot of moments, a lot of life, personal things, but he had to do that because his business was going to zero. It was a bad business deal that cost him, like, this is actually crazy. I'm not going to tell his business, but like, it's a deal where like a company that if I said it, everybody would know, where they were doing a painting deal, and you would think this is great, but it stretched them too thin. So they took the deal. They actually had to back out of it mid-contract because it was going to bankrupt their company. And what am I getting to at this point? This guy who is way more successful than me, he lost it all at some point. Every successful entrepreneur has that moment or multiple moments. Meanwhile, all the people who are not, and I don't mean to say this in a rude way or arrogantly, but all the people who are not successful in business because they've never tried are fearing the thing that every successful entrepreneur has encountered. It's weird how the thought process there works, but that's the reality of it. All right. Greetings was good. Southern. I'm navigating through PPC. It's mind-numbing, brother. Yeah, man, it's a lot. But Kiwi, have you launched yet? Remind me, bro. Have you launched? Is inventory performance index important to consistently monitor in order to do well in the business? Not to do well in the business, but to have a good account health. Yes. Ding, joined at peak discussion. Nice, Tail or Tali. Yo, Luke, how can I sell products with batteries? Amazon denied all my battery products. You need to get the proper certificates. Do you do OA or wholesale? No, I do private label. It's like a broke man fearing getting involved with a gold thing. That was funny. That was comment of the night. Yes, it is exactly like that. Scared that somebody's going to come from for all of your money, but you don't have any money. It's like backwards thinking. First focus on getting the money. First focus on getting the success. Worry about the failures later. It was something that helped me so much. I don't know, like, I don't think that I'm special. I don't think that I'm human just like all of you. If you knew my past, like if anybody knew me in my past life, none of you would have bet on me to be the guy talking to you about business right now. So I'm not special. But one thing that I had that, like, I don't understand why more people don't have this is I didn't care about it. Like, I didn't think about any of the negatives. So like, Britt, you asked, were you scared when you started? No, not really. Not really. Like, it was, and it was the unknown. Don't get me wrong, I'm human. So it's like I felt those. Oh, hold on. There's a fake account who just joined my live. I have to block them. Pausing this story, I blocked them. But guys, there's fake accounts like Luke_Basha, not me, but they joined my live. There's fake accounts, pretend to be me. They come into the lives, they look at who's commenting on my videos, and then they'll message you pretending to be me. I will never message you, and I will never follow you. I appreciate everybody. If you message me first on this account, then I may respond, but I will never message you. I will never follow you. I will never ask you for money in DMs. Okay? Ever. Okay, let's go back to it. So I didn't have fear. Like, I wasn't thinking, like, so many of the questions that I get now is like, how do I avoid failing? Or what do I do if I lose money on ads? And I'll be like, have you even found a product to sell? And people are like, no, I didn't think about that. It was one foot in front of the other. I was like, okay, what's the task that I have to accomplish? Oh, I need a product. Okay, let's do product research. I wasn't thinking about how I could lose money here. I wasn't thinking about if my product didn't sell. Like, I promise you, the thought of my product not selling did not cross my mind. It did not cross my mind. Part of that, I do think, because of the influences that I had with me. I had my cousins, and like, my cousins were on another wavelength. Like, you got to think, they just came off from being absolutely broke, starting a successful Amazon business, full-time employee. Me, like, eight months ago, broke, one bedroom apartment. 8 months later, they're making enough to, God bless ASG, they're making enough to pay me. And my cousin would always say this thing, like, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. So in my head, it was like, if I build this company, the customers will come. Now, of course, there's a lot more depth to that. Like, you have to launch a good product. You have to add value into the market. Like, it's not the thing where, oh, I list the product on Amazon and I'm going to be successful. No. The one thing that I remember telling my cousin was, I'll be happy if these 300 units, which was my initial order, sell in 6 months. That's less than 2 units a day. That's what I would have been happy with. I sold out of my inventory in the first month, but I wasn't focused on any of these things. Like, I'll get people in the live who are focusing on Amazon ads, right? And when I say focusing, I mean like fearing Amazon ads. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to sell on Amazon because I might lose money on my Amazon ads and this. I'm going to tell you guys a story. Almost a week into me selling my product, I'm doing like 4 to 6 units a day. Barely have reviews at this point. I go to work. My cousin asked me, she's like, how's your product going? I'm like, great, 4 to 6 sales a day. I'm getting reviews, social media is doing great because I was playing that game. She's like, how are your Amazon ads going? Mind you guys, I had mentors. They were 7-figure sellers at this point. She's like, how are your Amazon ads going? I'm like, my Amazon ads? What are you talking about? She's like, wait, you're making 4 to 6 sales a day and you're not running ads? I was like, no. I was like, what's Amazon ads? We're at the office. She pulls up the campaign manager. She's like, you have to be running ads on your product. I was like, oh shit, I'll do that today. Like, I'll figure that out. So you have people focusing on step 12, like worrying, not even focused on, worrying about step 12. I didn't even know step 12 existed until I got to it. And I don't understand why more people aren't like that. You're sitting here scared that you're going to fail. You haven't even looked for a product. You're sitting here trying to figure out how you're going to become a millionaire in a year, but you haven't even made $1. Like, I don't know if it's because of social media, but I'm telling you, like, a lot, and not saying people in this live, just generally, a lot of people's mindset is like really, 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 really broken when it comes to like how to achieve success. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not magic, but it's definitely not this, what I just explained. Aren't you a little too old to be working? I look old as a mofo, but no, I'm not too old. Do you still have an adrenaline drive? Yes. Well, we define adrenaline. Like, I'm not like an adrenaline junkie, like jumping out of planes and stuff. So I've never really been that. Maybe when I valued life a little bit less, more so. But now I'm like, I like life. I'm not jumping out of no planes. But in terms of like seeking the thrill, like when I started my first business, like, yes, I do very much so still love that. Yegon, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Amazon ads are only advertised in Amazon. Yes, on Amazon's platform. There's some off Amazon ads, but that's getting too in depth. 99.99% of you will not touch those or need to touch those. Like, excited for your business expanding. Yes, I do get excited for that stuff. At this point, like, I mean, I know I look old, but I'm young. I could probably live a comfortable life in the US for the rest of my days and just chill. I could live in another country like a cajillionaire for the rest of my days and chill. At this point, it's like the love of the game. I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, or at least find some enjoyment, like I'm not passionate about most of the products I sell. I could give a rat's rear end about them. I'm passionate about the game of making money and growing something. Like I like seeing progression. It was like the gym early days. The gym is a whole other topic that helped my entrepreneurial path a lot. But it's like I like seeing the progression. Okay, I go to the gym. Obviously, you don't see your muscles don't physically or visually grow in a day, but as you go and you go and you compound, you look in the mirror, you're like, oh, I'm looking like a sick. I can't say that word on the internet, but I'm looking sick right now. Or you go launch a new product, and maybe you had some obstacles, and you're like, okay, finally we go live, and you see, oh man, I made my first sale, and then it goes to 2K in a month, and then you go to 5K in a month. Like I like seeing that progression in everything. So it's more so like a love for the game at this point. At the beginning, it was a thing out of necessity. Like, did I want to continue to live the life that I was living? And I did not. I did not. Go to the YT real quick. Brother, if you want to do FBA, you have to do the packaging yourself. No, FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. So your manufacturer is going to package the products. They're going to send it to Amazon, and then Amazon is going to pick, pack, and ship it to the customer. You can't send like loose items and Amazon's going to package it for you, but they'll package it to send it in the current product packaging. So I'm super new to drop shipping. I don't do drop shipping, Charlie. No idea where to start. Any advice? I mean, just look, work myself, my own boss. That's awesome. I mean, just look up videos, man. I don't do drop shipping. I do Amazon private label, but there's so much content on the internet that one video, how to start drop shipping, and you'll be able to find some answers. What apps/sites do you recommend for finding sellable products? You want a product research software like Helium 10. I do product research on Amazon, but I'm using a product research software to verify it. Do I have to have papers to do it? What papers? I'm an immigrant. You do have to have a valid government ID. Yes. If you have a valid government ID, then you're good. So what do you do new here? I sell products on Amazon. Been doing it since 2019. Yes. Curious. You don't have to share if you don't want to. Where are you originally from? Because Amazon does allow over 130 countries to sell in the US market. So there's potentially an opportunity to launch with essentially the info from where you resided and then sell in the US marketplace. Can I do it in the Philippines? Yes, I can. Philippines is actually one of the most not popular markets to sell, but like they're like for freelancers, for example, the two biggest markets for Amazon freelancers are in the Philippines and in Pakistan, which I think is super interesting. So yeah, people from there, like I know Amazon freelancers. I have some people on my team who are from Pakistan, and they sell on the US market, their own business. Nick, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I've been playing with this chain this whole time because I wanted to tell the story, but there's no like smooth transition to tell the story. So maybe we'll just butt it in there. Can anybody guess how much this necklace is worth? If you know the answer, don't say it. It's not fun. But can anyone guess how much this necklace is worth? I'm going to flex on you guys a little bit right now. Can anyone guess? Look at the diamond. Can anyone guess? Yeah, I think you know, Georgios. Don't guess if you know. Nobody wants to guess how much this is worth. It's more fun when you guys engage. So I used to rock this. Well, I'll tell some of the story. Well, let's see if we get some guesses. I used to rock this when I was younger. I wanted to be a rapper. I was living that rap life. So I figured, if you're going to be a rapper, you got to get yourself a diamond chain, son. Can anybody guess how much this is worth? Closest guess wins. All right, you guys are boring. I'll just tell you. All right, so it's worth, careful, it's going to blow your guys' minds. It's worth about 50, not 50 racks, $50, because it's fake as fuck. So I used to care about materialistic stuff a lot. And I was 17, broke, no car, no license, no job. And I remember seeing this at the mall. My mom actually found this the other week, and she gave it to me. My mom would clown me for wearing this. But so I would wear it, fake flexing, and because I cared about like the materialistic stuff so much. And it's so funny because like if this was a real chain, this would be like $100,000+ chain, and a dude with no car, no license, no job, 17, was walking around with this, flexing that it was real, by the way. Tell a story. I was, by the way, I'm getting to this for a reason. The person that I was before I started Amazon, it's why I emphasize so much. Like, I'm a regular person like all of you. I'm not special. Like people who think, oh yeah, of course you did it. You had this and this and this. Like, bro, I was going to the parties wearing a diamond chain, going to the raves. Yes, it's Amazon FBA Nicks. Going to the raves, going on, 5-day benders, ingesting things that by the grace of God, I'm still breathing today. Trying to be a rapper and doing all the things that you think the rappers do. You hear all the songs, all the Buster stuff. That's why I can't listen to rap music no more. They're all just sad and doing vices. And that kid who would party, go to the raves, lots of addictions, all that good stuff. At 19 years old, I lived a fast life. Or at 18 years old, actually. Lived a fast life. That kid decided, you know what? I don't want to live that life anymore. I don't want to sleep on my best friend's couch and work a job that only pays $13 an hour. An hour of my time for $13. That doesn't even buy me a Jersey Mike's sandwich. That kid decided to take a chance on himself and start selling on Amazon, from wearing a $50 chain that, if it was real, was $100K. Not even having $500 in my bank account, to being able to, if I wanted, go buy this in cash today, the real version, because I took a chance on myself. I don't say that to be arrogant. I don't care about the materialistic shit, to be honest. I go buy 10 of these. I go get deceased one day. What are they going to do? Bury this with me? It means nothing. But the point is, for everybody who's like, oh, I can't do it, I'm not smart enough, and I'm not this. Like, bro, I cheated my way through my senior year of high school. I was not the smart kid. I spent more time trying to ditch school, all of these things. Like, the point is, stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Take action, because if I can turn my life around, you sure as dang can. Funny, real quick, last thing about this. I wore this to a party. And when I was, like I said, I was like 17 years old. And I remember there was this dude. This is how like just whack people are, especially at parties in that scene. This dude comes up to me. He's wearing his own little diamond chain. And he's like, man, is that even real? I was like, yeah, bro, you already know what it is. And he like kind of lifts it. He's like, oh, man, you already know. And he pulls out his chain. He's like, we already know what's real. He's talking like that. And I'm like, yeah, man, you already know. Fully well knowing in my head that this is a $50 chain, and fully well knowing that you're trying to flex on me like, yeah, man, we really got it. But I know just as well that your shit is fake too. So yeah, funny story. Anytime I see somebody with a diamond chain, I have an 85% inclination to think that it's fake. And you should too. Fake it till you make it. Hey man, sometimes you got to. Sometimes you got to. It's funny, when I had the least, I cared the most about like showing that I had money. Hence dumb stuff like this. I had the Gucci slides, Gucci shirt, like I wore all that stuff. And now, oh, I got to do a puzzle to stay on live. And now I have money. I wear the same black t-shirts every day, simple gold chain. Just keep it simple. Ashley, thank you for the follow. A lot of the musicians don't even allow their kids to listen to the music. Bro, music nowadays is so god awful. Yo, bro, what tips do you have for branding private label? I got lots of tips. What do you want tips about? Make sure you launch a good product with good market numbers. Make sure that you add value and differentiate the product. Make sure you negotiate with your manufacturers so you have great margins. Make sure that you have a good review strategy, Amazon Vine, FNF. Make sure that you have a good launch strategy. Make sure that you have a good and well-structured Amazon ad strategy. Make sure that you make proper optimizations once you actually launch your product. Make sure that you understand how to collect and read the data that Amazon gives you, your conversion rate, your click-through rate. If one is bad, one is not, how can you make adjustments to improve that? That is what it takes to be successful on Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say competition all use purple branding. Would you make sure to go for white to stand out? I would test it. So I would use PickFu polls to see brand. Like, here's the thing, bro. Branding matters / it doesn't. What do I mean by that? Like, I do attribute, like, my packaging, my branding for my first product was a big reason it was successful / it was a good product with good differentiations. There was a lot of aspects. That was a fractional part of it. Think of every brand that you like. Every single one of them has changed their logo or altered their logo to, even if not crazy, Nike, Netflix, Lego, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. So it's like, at the end of the day, no, I agree. I would never sell in the food category, especially as a beginner. I get what you're saying. Sometimes it does matter, but the way that you're looking at it, it's like, it has to be perfect this first go. It has to be good. And you can always improve it. Like, my first ever logo was green and white. And that was how it was for like months. And then as we kind of grew the brand, I started playing around with different things. And the green and white worked really well. I didn't even do like PickFu testing back then. And then we decided, you know what, we're going to change it to black and green. So we did a kind of, not a rebrand, but like when we ran out of inventory, new packaging, all that stuff. What's PickFu? It's where you're able to test, like do polls and test things. Would you rather this color or this color? Would you rather buy this product or this product? Would you rather do this or that? So it's a great way to get data on something before actually spending money. On that note, everybody, I have not posted anything today because TikTok is broken, but make sure you guys go check out my last few videos and show some love. You have to make a brand for FBA. You don't have to. I think it's a good idea to. It's definitely a good idea to get brand registered, but for those who wanted a more in-depth guide and direct access to me along their entire journey, AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. Y'all can see everything that's included in here. It is the Harvard of Amazon private label education. Watch this video. You can click yes, I want to apply. Go through this quick little application, and if you qualify, because not everybody qualifies, you'll be prompted to book a call with my team where you can apply for the AMZ Masterclass. YT, that's in the YT bio somewhere, wherever bios are in YT. Y'all make sure to go show it some love. Like I said, if you wanted to have me as your mentor along your entire journey, I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day, and I will see you soon.